What is up, guys? I'm back with another video. Today's gonna be something kind of fun, but I have a little bit of bad news for the car. Hopefully we can get it resolved pretty quickly. Today we're gonna be installing a energy short hub, quick release, and steering wheel in the car. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while. I just didn't end up, buying the parts because trying to get the car running and everything. But for my birthday and Christmas, I received an energy short hub and a quick release for my birthday from my girlfriend's mom. She really hooked me up and I really appreciate it. And then I won a steering wheel on a raffle on Facebook by chance when I was just trying to buy parts for Deanna's car. I ended up buying a part. Yeah, I ended up winning the raffle, so I got a free steering wheel. It is used. I don't really care. I'll show you that in a second. What I do want to talk about, though, is I went to go move the car the other day, and I started it up, started fine, and I was just, for some reason, I had like a little bit of intuition, and I popped the hood, and I look, and the sending line that comes from the fuel filter all the way to the rail actually had like a massive fuel leak going. Like it was just pumping like fuel out the side, and I'm lucky I caught it. So I turned the car off, and it looks like the coupler that was holding on the hose to the rail was actually like super loose. So I ended up going in there, tightening it, and then yeah, it seemed fine. I started the car up. After that, it drove fine, and I had no other issues. Didn't leak any fuel, and I was like, okay, cool. I came back about 6 hours later to move the car into the driveway, and it wouldn't start. It just kept cranking, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. It almost sounds like it's not getting any fuel now. So then I go and, loosen it up a little bit, go to start it, nothing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not really sure what it is. And sometimes, it'll literally just sit there and crank, and my battery's pretty good, so it'll crank until the battery's dead. So we ended up pushing it into the driveway. I let it sit for a couple days, and every day I've tried it, and it just cranked, nothing. So I gotta figure that out. I'm gonna probably either dive into some stuff or maybe see if one of my buddies can diagnose it for me. Kind of frustrating, but one thing at a time. Like I said, I do want to get this quick release and steering wheel installed because I do have the bucket seats, and it is kind of hard to climb in the car. I don't necessarily have an issue, but when I go to the mechanic or something like that, or anybody else getting in the car, you see them struggling. It's actually kind of funny, but it'll make it easier. It looks way better when you have it on, and it's something I really like. So we're gonna get into that. I'll show you the steering wheel. So I won the steering wheel on a raffle. It is a Mad Mike Energy steering wheel. It is it is number 239 of 300. So it is a numbered thing. It's pretty dope. Like I said, it is used. I don't care. It was free to me, literally. But this is the quick release I got. It is I want to say it's the 3.0 or the 3.5. I don't remember. Super awesome. It has the paddle shifters and their carbon fiber. This is the exact one I wanted. I already put it on the steering wheel. If you don't know how to do it, there's plenty of videos. Literally all you do is line up the holes and put the Allen keys in, and it literally goes right up. And typically, if you have a horn, there's two wires to put to connect the horn. I am going to be getting a horn because I hate driving in California without one. But for now, it didn't come with one, and I just want to get it installed in the car. And I'll buy a horn and a horn plate pretty soon. So this is just temporary. I just wanted to get it in the car so I could use it. So there's that. I do have the short hub as well. I can put all the part numbers in the description. As to what I used and what you should use and where you can get them, cheapest price, blah, blah, blah. I usually do that anyways. So we're going to jump right into it. Super simple video. I'm sorry for talking so much, but I needed an intro to let you guys know what's going on. Happy New Year. It may be pretty late when this comes out. I am putting videos out, creating them, and then putting them out later because I'm a very busy person. I work full-time. I go to school full-time, and I got a bunch of other stuff to do. So this is how I'm going to do it for a little bit until I can get the system figured out. So if you're seeing this, a couple months down the road, don't judge me. So, all right, we'll jump into the car right now. So if you're like me and you have a 91 and 94, I believe, you're going to have the buttons like this and the cruise control on your steering wheel. The other ones are a little bit different. I kind of recommend unplugging your battery, because if you're pulling on this, mine's really loose, but if you're pulling on this, typically the horn honks and your neighbors are going to hate you. But you're going to want to pull this horn cover off. Let's see if I can get it in one try. No, I might have to. Oh, there we go. Loosening some clips there. There. So you're going to want to pull on it like that. There are, I believe, 4 clips under there. Like I said, just be careful with the horn. There are no airbags in this car, so don't worry. It's not going to deploy on you or anything. There we go. Okay. Now that that's off, you're going to see that you have your buttons for the cruise control and the button for the wire for the horn right there. So you could just disconnect those really quick, just so you can get this cover off. Now that you got the cover off, the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to pop this this bolt. You want to break it loose. Don't pull it off the steering wheel all the way. You see this plenty of times in the YouTube videos. Just break it loose enough to where you can try to really smack on this steering wheel. Because typically, if you've never removed your steering wheel before, they're very stuck, and they always get stuck. So the best thing I can recommend is loosen it, hit the steering wheel, loosen it from the actual hub, and then once you've got the steering wheel loose and it's coming off, then you can unbolt the screw and just pull it off. You don't want it to smack you in the face. I don't want it to smack you in the face. I don't want it to smack me in the face. So we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna try to break it loose right now. I do have a torque wrench, and make sure when you put this back on in a little bit, I'll show you, we're going to want to tighten this really, really good. So we'll get back to that in a minute. So once you've wiggled it enough, you'll notice that the steering wheel is actually loose, and it'll come all the way to the nut here. And then you just do this and loosen this. Do not lose this. Do not strip this. This is the hardware you're going to be using for yours. So this will just wiggle right off. It's going to be all sorts of messy. If you have a stock OEM one, if you have a completely original one like mine, never been taken off the car, clearly, it's gonna look like that. So, just so I don't lose that in the meantime, that is what it's gonna look like. And this is where your short hub is going to go. So this is the NRG 140H, I believe. SRK 140H short hub. The back looks like this. These are your contact points, and these are your horn wiring. There's the ground and the power. Energy, the logo goes on top. There is a white dot as well that shows you that's where the top is. Make sure, I should have mentioned this before, but I already did it. Make sure your steering wheel is straight when you're pulling this off, because you're gonna have a hard time finding the wheel straight after you've already taken everything off. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pop this off here. And we're gonna use my other hand here. We're gonna put this thing on. We're gonna try to get it right. So what I did basically, because I couldn't do it with one hand, I put the hub on there. Since it's, you could have cleaned off the teeth. It's probably a little bit easier. But since it was a little bit more difficult because my thing has never been used, never been cleaned or anything like that. Basically, I just seated it on there right, made sure that it was not digging into any of the teeth. I seated the nut here, and then I used my torque wrench here, and I did about 35 pounds. It's kind of what I was trying, like reading on forums. It's not coming loose. I know that for a fact. I just wanted to be safe. Make sure you tighten these all the way. This is the main part of your steering wheel, other than the quick release. This is where a lot of people fail. So just make sure it's tight. I know mine's not coming off. I have it really, really strong here. So that takes care of that. And then what you're going to do is, once you put your quick release onto your steering wheel, the last part that you have to do, it's actually one of the easier parts, is this. The actual hub here that goes on your quick release. As you can see, there are 2 wires. I'm going to wire up my horn because, like I said, I'm going to get a horn. You plug them into here and here. You seat it just like that, energy logo up top, and your 2 contacts like here on the bottom. And then after that, once you put your steering wheel on already, once that's in, your steering wheel should just pop right in. So I'm gonna hook this up, I'm gonna screw this in, and then we'll come back. So once you've placed the horn wires together and you put all the Allen keys in, I recommend always recommend doing it in a hex pattern, and then go back over again, because once you've tightened these down, there's still a little bit more play, and then you can tighten them out again, and it's solid. So once you've done that, and if you set your steering wheel up right, all you got to do is do that. Done. And the only little play you're seeing right here is just my wheel lock. If you want, here, I'll throw. See? Super sick. I'm so stoked. And then I can move my seat up. Oh man, that's perfect. I'm super thrilled about that. We'll take this off. And then, let's see if I can do this one. I don't think I can. Yeah. So I ran into a slight problem. If you have this type of steering or quick release, you might run into the same issue. There's usually a button that goes right here. If you loosen this Allen key, it will shoot out. So be careful, it has a spring and a button. But once you remove that, that allows the quick release to fully release without having to press that button down. And that's the issue I was having with mine. It would get caught on that button and I'd have to push my finger in it and just to release the steering wheel. So that's the quick solution. I have to reinstall my steering wheel now, and we'll see how it goes from there. We are all good to go. I put the steering wheel back on, everything's tight. Like I said, I did remove that button. Some people do that anyways, but it's just easier, so that way I don't have to hold the button and do that. You know, obviously I still need to use two hands. Let's see if I can manage this here. Probably not very well, but comes straight off like that. So love this thing already, man. We had it on Deanna's car since she had it. It already came with the hub and everything. We just got her a quick release and a steering wheel. I love it, man. Other than this spinning, which I can't figure out, if you guys know, there is a little Allen key under there that tightens it kind of, but it makes it like super difficult to take the steering wheel off. Other than these things spinning on her quick release and my quick release, these things are awesome. Like I said, it's super easy. I love how you can still use the tilt feature, as well as, you know, getting into the car. I'm all the way back right now, but it's so much more comfortable. Like I can flip my, there we go. That's how I'm gonna end up driving. Probably a little bit lower on the wheel, but so much better, man. That crappy steering wheel honestly was ruining this interior. And let's take a step out. I know it's a little dirty in here right now, but that just looks so much better. That's definitely the buckets. It's much needed, because it looked really tacky having bucket seats and a freaking plain old steering wheel. But this interior is going to be getting done pretty soon. I have a couple big things coming for the interior. Shout out to Deanna. She got me a bunch of stuff for Christmas. But I'm tired of this tacky interior. So we got a couple things coming. This was a big step for me, getting the steering wheel and everything in. I'm super excited about it. It's awesome. It's an awesome security feature, as well as a sweet upgrade for the car. It makes it look so much better. It's easier to use, easier to get in the car. But yeah, we're gonna be finishing all this up pretty soon. Hopefully we can get this car running. Getting really frustrated with it, honestly, but we'll get that. Now that you can see me and I wasn't just talking and you're aiming something. Sometimes it is hard to find the motivation to do things like this, especially when the car, you know, you're taking 2 steps forward and then you're taking 3 steps back. The car doesn't run anymore. But we'll get it figured out. Like I said, I have a bunch of parts already that are upstairs, waiting for me to use. So, I mean, in the meantime, if I can't get it figured out, I have a bunch of stuff to throw on the car, and I will. It's really going to transform this build. So I appreciate you guys sticking around. Hopefully you guys like the steering wheel setup as much as I do, and the bride seats and everything like that. Like I said, stay tuned for a bunch of good stuff. I appreciate you sticking around, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.